This is the Enjoy Life podcast, here to help you choose your mindset, goals, and actions so that you can guide your life in the direction that you want it to go and enjoy it. It does take a little bit of work, some effort on your part, but that effort is worth it because this is your life and you can experience the benefits of the work that you do. And this podcast is here to help. Life doesn't magically turn out exactly how you want. It's up to you to make it happen. Now, you may not have chosen to be exactly where you're at right now in your current situation, but you will choose what you do about it. If you're ready to put forth a little bit of effort, take some small steps toward living the life that you want, then you're in the right place. Let's get started. Hi, welcome. My name is Nick Mazey, and I'm your host of this Enjoy Life podcast. I'm glad that you're here. In fact, I'm really glad that you're here in this episode because we're in the middle of a great series all about what to do when your drive fades. If you're anything like me, then you probably have some goals that you want to achieve. Some things that you want to accomplish in your life, and they might take a little bit of work to make happen. In fact, they might be things that are a little bit further away. They're not right within your reach for like today or this week quite yet. You're still working to hit them, and it's gonna take a little bit of time to get there. And if that's you at all, then this series is a good one to listen to. Because when you're striving to achieve what you want to achieve, more than likely, things are going to come up. Life's going to happen, and that drive to improve, to achieve, that motivation, it's going to fade at some point in time. It's going to wane just a little bit. What are you going to do when that happens? Are you going to give up? No. If you're listening to this podcast, do not give up. There are some things that you can do to kind of help re-energize, to get yourself back on track, to start moving forward again, to get that drive back or to boost that motivation. And that's what we're talking about in this series. If you missed any of the ones so far, the last two episodes, then go back and check them out. If you're listening to this podcast on an app, those episodes are on the app. It's at episode 107 and 108. Start off with When Drive Fades. You can look at that series, or you can go to nickmazey.com. All the podcast episodes and posts are on the website. You can check them out there. You can listen to them right from the website, or read the posts, or share them. But most importantly, go check out those previous two episodes. I won't go into them because you can listen to them or read the posts. Today is another one. And we're not done yet. There's still going to be another post coming. So we got a little bit to do about what to do when your drive fades. And today is, there's so much power in where we choose to look. Where we choose to look is a huge thing. What you focus on grows. When you give attention and focus, it gets bigger in our mind, and that has a huge impact on our drive and motivation. Now, I wish you were sitting here right next to me, and you could tell me, what one of your big goals is. But you're not. So I'm going to step out on a limb, and we're just going to use an example. Maybe you want to be in a better financial situation. Maybe you want to improve your finances, which is, it's a good thing. It's a good thing when we can, and when you have a little bit more money and you can do more things. You can do, sometimes you can actually help a lot more people. It reduces some stress. So having a goal of, making more money or saving more money or just being in a better financial situation, there's nothing wrong with that. But what if that's a really big goal? What if it's a large leap that you got to get to in order? What if you want to be a millionaire and that is a very far away for you? What if that goal is big? And what if you spend some of your time looking at that goal and seeing how far away it is, like how much further you have to go and how it's just a big goal. It's going to take a ton of work to achieve. Oh, if you do that, you're not alone. It's easy to see how far away something is. Or what if you have a health goal? And honestly, I like using finances and health as examples because they're just, I don't know, they speak to me. They speak to those types of goals, and those improvement in those areas speak to a lot of people, hopefully you. But as I say, I know that they speak to me. And So what if you want to improve your health? What if you want to improve your health and the goal that you've set, the target you want to hit, is far away and it's a lot of improvement to reach? And maybe have you ever spent time just thinking about how far away it is and how much further you have to go to make it happen? We talk about making it easy to lose your drive. When something seems really far away, it's tough to stay motivated. It's tough to keep that drive going to hit it. In one of the previous episodes, we talked about that. Even just a New Year's resolution, just 1 year away, stretching it and trying to push for that goal that's only a year. That's tough. What if your goal is even bigger than 1 year? It can seem like it's just miles and miles away. And the more that we focus on how far away it is, the lower that motivation goes. That drive gets even less and less and less the further that thing seems like it is to go. So what do you do? Or here's one. What if you want to lose weight and have more energy, but you end up focusing on the massive amount of work that it's going to take and all the changes that you're going to have to make in order to achieve your ultimate goal and your ideal self? If you focus on those things, then you're going to kill all that positive energy you might have. Your energy is going to be even lower. Your drive is going to be even less. And it's going to be even more difficult to do the things you have to do in order to get those results. So what do you do? What is this? Today, I want to make a simple suggestion in changing where you look. So if seeing something as really far away and you're focusing on that really big goal that's a long way away, that's going to take a lot of effort and time and energy and all these steps to achieve, and that's killing your motivation, you don't have any drive because all you see is the work in front of you, then change where you look. Change where you look. You still have to do the work, but focusing on how much work you have to do isn't going to help you to do it. So change where you look. There's two different places that are simple little shifts you can do to change where you look, to be able to get a little bit of that drive back, a little bit of that motivation, make it a little bit easier to do the work, take the steps, make it happen, and achieve your goals. Because you're going to change where you look. Because where you focus on, it becomes a bigger deal in your mind. It becomes, it grows. Where your energy, where your focus goes, grows. So there's two places that you can look. The last little bit of progress can be a huge benefit. See, if all you're doing is looking at all that you have to do, then you're probably not looking at what you've already done. And if you've set goals for yourself, if you have something that you want to achieve, some ideal that you're pursuing, then you've already done some work. Not everybody has done that. Not everybody out there, has even set goals or even has an idea of what they want. They're just trapped in this mindset of, I'm here where I'm at, nothing's going to change, and why even try? Well, if you're listening to this podcast, then you can't be 100% in that group. Otherwise, I would have just, annoyed you too much with all this. You can do things and achieve things, and you can take steps toward the life that you want, and you can enjoy your life, and you can choose your mindset, goal, and action. See, all that stuff would have ran you off. So you're not 100% in that group. So you have taken at least some step going toward the life that you want, to take ownership and to make it happen. And so you do have some progress. You do. So you can shift your focus and look at the little bit of progress that you have, or maybe you have a ton of progress. That's awesome. Shift your focus to that, because that can help get that motivation back and that drive back, because you have taken steps towards your goals. Now, yes, you still have more steps to do, but if you're alive, then there's still steps that you can take. So don't worry that you haven't completed, you haven't reached the ultimate goal. You're still alive, so you're going to be taking steps going forward. But look at the last little bit of progress that you've had. And see that progress, and know that all you have to do is keep taking some steps, because you've already made some progress. You've already improved some. You've already gotten a little bit closer to achieving your goal and that ideal that you have. You've taken some steps. Now just continue, which leads into the next area that you could focus on. So you can focus on the last little bit of progress that you've made, and how you've come forward, and how you've made some improvements, how you've taken some steps, how you've put in some effort. And then you can look at just the next step. Just the next step. Not step number 50 when you're working on number 4. Just the next step. Because no matter what, you have to do the next step. That's it. It's simple. Just do the next step. And if you focus on the next step, well, the next step can't be a huge one, or it'd be, multiple steps. Maybe the next step isn't the most pleasant thing that you want to do, but that's okay. You can do it. You can do that next step. Now, if along the way you run into a massive obstacle, then you might adjust the plan, and the path goes a little bit around, but you don't have to change your goal. You still go after the goal that's truly important, that targets you set for yourself and your life, that resonates with who you are, and your values, that have that really big reason why that you want to achieve. You're going to achieve this, that goal. You just might adjust the path to get there. And while you're doing that, just focus on the next step. And you can break those next steps down into something really small and really manageable. But focusing on the ultimate goal way down the road, that's miles and miles away, that's leaps and bounds, that's this ideal that you're striving toward, that can be difficult. It can make it difficult to keep pursuing it day in and day out because you know how far you have to go. And believe you me, it gets me sometimes because I start looking at, how far I want to go and these larger goals that I want to accomplish and what I want for my life. And it's tough because I see how far away it is. And that's when I have to remind myself to bring it back a little bit, to change where I'm looking. I have to change to looking at some of the progress that I've made. This one, it's tough sometimes because I keep wanting to look forward. I'm not trying to look in the past. But looking from where I've, just kind of doing a little self-check on where I've come from, that is huge. Because I have made a lot of progress. But I'm still going to be looking forward. And so after a little bit of a motivation or energy drive or boost that I can get from, okay, I have taken steps going forward, then I shift my focus right into what's the next step. Carry a little bit of that boost that you get from any bit of progress that you made, or even just declaring that you have a goal. So hey, I'm going to be moving forward. And then move into looking at that next step, that next little step, and then knock it out. Knock out that next little step. Because then all of a sudden, whoa, what happens when you knock out that next little step? You've already made a little bit more progress. It might be a tiny bit of progress, but you know what? It was a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Or the other quote is, it doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you don't give up. Just keep taking that next tiny little step. And before you know it, you'll have a little bit of momentum. And that momentum will give you a little bit more drive. And you just keep going forward and taking those steps. And you can make progress. You can pursue your goals and go after the life that you want. Because you can do these things. I promise you. For this episode, I'm going to wrap it up real quick. Otherwise, I can just ramble on forever on a lot of this. But if you have a little bit of that drive fading, if you lose some of your motivation, try changing where you look. Because where you focus on, it can grow in your mind, and you can use that or it can work against you. It's your choice. But after you've already listened to this episode, so you can choose where you focus on and use it to your advantage so you can pursue your goals. I really hope this helps you. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. You don't want to miss any of the rest in this series. And I've already got the next series kind of lined up, or some episodes that I really want to share with you. They were the next thing coming up. It was a huge hit, but it was a couple years ago. And so I'm going to revisit this topic again after this series. So you don't want to miss that. And please rate and review this podcast. There's something over 700,000 podcasts out there these days. And when you take just a moment to rate and review the podcast, it is a huge help for helping more people find it. Also, one more thing. I've put together this little cheat sheet. It's on 7 goal killers to avoid so that you can make progress towards your goals. There are simple things that pop up that stop people from making progress. And I don't want you to be in that group that has your progress stopped when you're trying to achieve your goals. You can go to nickmazy.com/7GK, and that'll take you where you can get this cheat sheet. Check it out. Make sure that these goal killers aren't stopping you. That's nickmazy.com/7GK. Also, I'll put the link in the show notes for this podcast episode if you're listening to it on an app. All right. Thanks for listening. Take care. Go after your goals and the life that you want, because you can make it happen. All right. Talk to you again soon.